welcome to the Fancy Comma YouTube. We've kind of been on a break this summer because life has been quite busy. I've been working on a lot of client work, and I've also been getting ready for the fall semester since I'm a substitute teacher. It's also been kind of a busy time for politics as well. I was working on the Biden campaign in Arizona, where I helped elect Senator Mark Kelly, and then Donald Trump was the subject of an assassination attempt in Butler, Pennsylvania, which is actually a very Republican place. I learned working on the Fetterman campaign. And then Joe Biden dropped out of the political race, which was totally insane. I didn't expect that at all. I've talked about how tired I was of the 2024 presidential campaign a lot on our YouTube. I was very tired of the narrative, and then the narrative changed and it became female. And I wonder to what extent it was due to Nikki Haley being bold enough to run against Donald Trump, who is a former president. And one thing that I really value is this idea that true political issues transcend politics. In other words, country over party. And that's something that I think is really important. And I think that kind of gets lost in the shuffle in our 24/7 media climate. One really important part of reading and critically analyzing journalism that you digest in the news is looking for bias and trying to figure out if the reporter has an agenda. So anyway, that was an aside, but now Kamala Harris is running to be the first Black, South Asian, female woman president of the United States. And honestly, I couldn't be more excited just to have a woman president, because I know from working on the Nikki Haley campaign that is very symbolic, but it's also very important. And I think that women have a lot to offer as leaders, and especially high achieving women, people like Nikki Haley and Kamala Harris and me. We're not that popular. So we get a lot of sexist comments. People call us stupid. People say that we got ahead thanks to other people helping us rather than on our skills. So I'm really excited for what's to come in the next 103 days. And as I mentioned, maybe I didn't mention, I'm helping Phone Bank and in Spanish to reach Hispanic voters for Kamala Harris and whoever her vice president might be. The day I'm recording this, it's July 25th, 2024. And actually, Senator Mark Kelly, who I helped elect, is on the short list to be vice president. And that would be incredible and I've watched CNN and they did all these really complicated math things, and it comes down to like Arizona and North Carolina and this other place, Pennsylvania, where I worked on the Fetterman campaign. And like those are all sort of like places that the Kamala Harris campaign has to win in order to win and become the first woman president, which I don't know about you, but I've wanted a woman president since I was a little kid. And Kamala Harris is a great candidate, and I'm excited to see her science and technology portfolio. And it's amazing to me that all of the pushback that she's gotten from Democrats, from Republicans, is kind of like sexism. So it'll be interesting to see if the progressives or whoever is criticizing Kamala on both sides, I've seen pushback from, I've seen the Democratic Party unify. As of doing this video, she's basically the presumptive nominee because she has the votes at the convention. So we'll see what happens. I've learned a lot in this past couple of weeks. I've learned that the news happens really quickly, and sometimes it's really good to actually disengage from the news. The anxiety and the dynamic nature of journalism and digesting journalism actually is very anxiety provoking right now. I like to conceptualize journalism as sort of three different stages: news gathering, news reporting, and then news consumption. So news gathering is like talking to people, maybe observing events that happen. News reporting involves like working with your editor to publish something, and then news consumption of news is obviously done by readers. So there's a lot of, I think that the thing I noticed the most in the past couple of weeks is that we don't really think about that, and we just throw ourselves into reading the news and staying informed without wondering what that's doing to our brains and stuff. There's so much happening right now, but the thing that I'm really excited about is that over the next 103 days, people will have to sprint to elect the next president. And since I've been working on political campaigns since before I was able to vote, so I'm excited to see what will happen. I'm kind of approaching this race as an observer of the narratives of what's said, what's not said, what Kamala says, what other people say about what she says. I think it'll be really interesting. Regardless of what side you're on, I think it'll be a really interesting race. I wonder if we can break out of those toxic narratives and kind of rise above them, because winning political campaigns aren't based on like attacking one candidate or the other. They're based on what you can bring to the table. And I think that the next 100 or so days is a great time for both candidates to do that. Usually campaigns are a very long slog, and every day you wake up and you do some work and you wonder, will this really make a difference on election day? It's a 100-day sprint. Like in 100 days, Kamala has to find a vice president, not even in 100 days. I think she has probably maybe less than 2 weeks to find a vice president, establish a platform, come up with her political talking points. I'm really curious to see what her science and technology policy portfolio will look like, and if it will resemble her voting record in the Senate or what she's done as a vice president, or if she'll craft it to be a little bit more moderate to attempt to capture some of the undecided voters who maybe were turned off by the narrative like me. I also wanted to add that this is a great time for scientists to get involved in political campaigns, regardless of what party you're on this election cycle. Definitely know who your senators are and who your House members are. Look them up. Every single seat in the House is up for re-election. So look for your member of Congress, see who they are, what you think about their platform. If you don't like them, sign up to phone bank for the other person. And it's not just to win, but it's just to help that person gain leverage so that they can have a bigger platform, so they can reach more people. Because if you support someone's platform, chances are others will support them as well, because scientists have good ideas and they are able to think critically and everything. A lot of people tell scientists to stay in their lane and that they shouldn't care about politics because they're scientists, their job is to do research. But I think that political stuff is our lane. If we elected candidates that we thought were actually good, we would have candidates that we actually think are good. Consider signing up for a political campaign. It doesn't have to be for a Democrat, as I mentioned. I've worked on Republican presidential campaigns. I have worked on libertarian presidential campaigns. The fun part about that is being able to make a difference, getting involved, doing your civic duty, helping others do their civic duty better. So that's all I had to say. I wanted to hop on and give you a little update since I haven't been on the YouTube channel that much. But I hope you're having a great summer, and we definitely have a lot of cool videos lined up over the next few months. So stay tuned. Thank you for following us. I noticed we have 100 followers. I appreciate each and every one of you. And I'm really excited to continue this discussion about science communication and science policy and other really interesting things with you.